Welcome, namaste. This is Restorative Yoga and Yoga Nidra combined, a 90-minute practice, and we're using 3 bolsters or cushions, something firm, 1 or 2 blankets. That's what's going to be using today. My name is David Ito. I am a wellness and yoga coach based in New York City. All right, so let's dive in because the clock is ticking. So the practice today is a combination of 2 ancient yogic techniques, restorative yoga and yoga nidra. Restorative yoga, you can think about it as the gentlest form of yoga out there, of asana yoga, because we are going to be doing some poses, but we're going to be holding them from something between 3 to 5 minutes. We need to make sure that none of these poses, also you can call them stretches, are not intense. So this is not like the moment to go the deepest into the shapes that we're going to be doing. So ideally we want something around 50% intensity. So for those adrenaline and intensity junkies out there, this is a challenge for you because we want to do this practice slowly and gently. All right, so just remind yourselves, none of this should feel extremely intense. They should feel like I'm just getting a gentle stretch. And the benefit is that because we're going to be holding it for a number of minutes, together the gentle stretching plus this longer technique, let's call it, is what's going to reprogram your body, your muscles specifically, to lengthen. All right, so we want to release tightness from your body. That is one of the main purposes of today's practice. We call it restorative because it restores your body back to balance. All right, so in yoga, we keep talking about balance, coming back to balance. All right, so that's the restorative yoga part. Some parts I'm going to be weaving the yoga nidra. And for those of you who have never done yoga nidra, you can think of this as a type of meditation. There are many types of meditation. Yoga nidra is an ancient yogic technique that basically helps us to slow down everything, go down into deep relaxation while still being conscious. So the underscore here, the most important part of the yoga nidra is that we don't fall asleep. All right, so if you fall asleep, it's not the end of the world. Hopefully you'll come back to an awakened state. But our purpose is to train this muscle that we called the hypnagogic state in psychology. It basically is to teach ourselves to stay just on the verge of falling asleep without falling asleep. All right, so that is your challenge, because I'm going to make it really hard on you so that you relax so much, yet I'm going to constantly remind you to come back to this awakened state. So we want very deep state of relaxation, conscious state of relaxation. In science, it's called NSDR, non-sleep deep rest. In yoga, we call it yoga nidra. All right, so I'm going to be blending both techniques together. This is kind of a rare thing. Most teachers just teach the restorative yoga, and then they teach you yoga nidra. I've kind of created a blend. All right, enough talking because the clock is ticking. So let's make sure that we have the 3 bolsters or blankets or cushions and the 1 or 2 blankets. All right, immediately, please, don't move. Just watch me do the setup. All right, so we're going to start in a deeply calming pose. And basically, we're going to create kind of a slope situation for our body. This means 2 cushions at the bottom of the yoga mat, or if you are on the floor, that doesn't really matter. And then 1 bolster or cushion kind of towards the middle. All right. Then we're going to grab our blanket, one of them, and we're going to place it at the top as if it were a very thin pillow. We do not want a lift. We just want cushioning. All right, so we've got 2, 1, and just that folded blanket or towel. All right, so set yourselves up just like me. 2, 1, and then the blanket. All right, so once you have that, let's all come to sit on that pillow, on that cushion, sorry. And then swing your legs around over the pile of 2 bolsters. All right, so this should be around the calves. Not so high that it's in the back of the knees. We want it to support the calves. The calf towards the heel area, but mainly the calf area, all right? So make sure that the pile of bolsters is not directly under the knees, because then that might cut the blood flow. All right, so once you're there, let's all bring the hands on the floor behind us and very slowly bend the elbows and very slowly come to lie down so that the shoulders and the middle of the back are on the floor. Then grab that blanket, that folded blanket, and then just place it in a way so that it really makes your head all soft on the floor. All right, so you might have to move your head a few times side to side just to make sure that the neck feels long. The shoulder blades are on the floor. That one bolster is directly under your butt, under your sacrum, not under your lower back. And then the calves are resting softly on those 2 pillows or bolsters. All right, so let's all bring our palms facing up. So extend the arms out towards kind of diagonally away from the shoulders. Lengthen the neck. And let's close our eyes. And immediately just notice the sensations. If there's one more wiggle, if you need to move something, just to make sure that all your joints feel spacious. It's very important to make sure that you feel comfortable right now. So again, the palms of the hands are facing up. And we're just breathing normally, just enjoying this moment where we're lying down on our backs. And we're going to do something, we're going to practice this technique called rotation of consciousness. And basically, it's a body scan. So I'm going to be calling out different body parts. You don't have to move them. You just have to bring your awareness to them. All right, so let's start with the right foot. Can you bring your awareness to your right foot? Just notice the sensations, maybe the temperature. If you're wearing socks, can you feel the sock over your skin? Just notice the sensations around the foot. The right foot. We're focusing the mind on the sensations in the right foot. Start bringing our awareness to the sole of the right foot. The top of the right foot. What are the sensations there? Bring your awareness to the big toe on the right foot. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe and fifth toe. Notice the sensations in the right heel. Right ankle. Right shin bone. Right calf. Bring your awareness to the right knee joint. The right thigh, the front, the sides, and the back of the thigh. Bring your awareness to the right hip joint, the right glute, the right hip. Bring your awareness to the entirety, the entire right leg, heavy, resting on those props. And now we switch over our awareness to the left foot. Bring your awareness to the sole of the left foot, the top of the left foot, the big toe on the left foot, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Bring your awareness to the left heel, left ankle, left shin bone, left calf, bring your awareness to the left knee joint, left thigh, the front, the sides, and the back of the thigh. Bring your awareness to the left hip joint, left glute, left hip. Feel your entire left leg heavy and soft. Now bring your awareness to your tailbone, the sacrum resting on that prop, your lower back spacious. Bring your awareness to the middle of the back, probably touching the floor, the mat. Bring your awareness to your shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades. Bring your awareness to the tops of the shoulders. Now we come back to the waist area. Bring your awareness to the pelvic floor, perineum, pubis, lower abdomen, the navel, the belly button rising and falling on the breath. Bring your awareness to your lower ribs, the chest, heart center, the shoulder blades, tops of the shoulders. Now bring your awareness to the right hand, back of the right hand, palm of the hand, the right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and fifth finger. Bring your awareness to the right wrist, the right forearm, the front and the back, right elbow joint, right upper arm, right armpit, right top of the shoulder. Your entire right arm is heavy and relaxed. And now we bring our awareness to the left hand, the back of the left hand, palm of the left hand, the thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and fifth finger. Bring your awareness to the left wrist, left forearm, the front and the back, left elbow, left upper arm, left armpit, left top of the shoulder. And now we bring our awareness to the back of the neck, the back of the head, the crown of the head, the forehead, the eyebrows, the eyelids, the eyes inside the eye sockets, the nose, the cheeks, the nostrils, the lips, the teeth, roof of the mouth, tongue, throat, ears, inner ears, sides of the neck, front of the neck, back to the chest, and back to the abdomen, belly button. Now just notice your entire body soft and relaxed. Body scan, trying to find if there is one muscle that is still contracted or active, and relax it. Maybe parting your lips, relaxing the jaw a little bit more, allowing your body to just melt into this shape. Relax the belly a little more. Just notice the skin of the belly rise and fall with the breath. Stretching the skin on the inhale, softening the skin of the abdomen on the exhale. Belly rises and falls. And we're going to transition into our next shape. But before we do that, let's move the head slowly side to side. let's just bring a little movement into the neck. And we're going to lift the arms up and then overhead to touch the floor behind as if you can. Then straighten the leg, straighten the arms, and give yourself a delicious stretch. And relax. We're going to bend the knees. And then we're going to roll over onto our left side slowly, especially if you're using a high bolster. Just roll over onto your left side slowly. And then using both hands, press yourself back up. Go slowly. The head comes up last. So roll over onto your side and then we come back up. All right, guys. So can you already start noticing the deeply relaxing effect of this kind of technique? All right. So that kind of sets the tone. We're going to change the shape, but we're going to still connect to this really soft and relaxed approach. So just look at the screen. I'm going to change the placement of the props so that one bolster or cushion that I had flat on the floor, I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to place it over the other two cushions. So now I'm creating kind of a slope situation. So depending on what you're using, whether it's firm or not, it's going to be as high as mine or a little less so. It doesn't matter, but we just want to create this kind of slope with our cushion. All right, so go ahead and do that. Go ahead and place your cushion or your bolster in this shape. You can get a little creative. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. All right. Once you are there, we're going to turn around and we're actually going to sit facing away from our props. And we're going to bring our tailbone, our sacrum, our butt as close as possible to the props. So I am sitting facing the opposite way from my props. All right, so take a minute to get there. All right, and then depending on how big, long your props are, you are gonna have to modify. But what we wanna make sure before we go down is that your head is supported. We do not wanna have a hanging head. And before you come down, have your blanket next to you at arm's reach because we're gonna use it as padding, all right? So just look at me for now. I'm gonna extend my legs out and bring my butt closer to the props, and then slowly I'm gonna lean onto my props. My props are kind of sliding, and finally I am able to rest my head on my props, but depending on how big or long your props are, you might actually have to grab that blanket, fold it once or twice, and use it as a mini pillow. But the idea is that your neck is straight. All right, so look at me. The spine and the neck are one long line. We don't want the chin to pop up, but we don't want the chin to tuck into the throat either. All right, so find yourselves into this shape. Take your time to get there. Go slow because sitting up is a big part of our practice. Making sure that you're comfortable, making sure that you always feel supported. All right, so I see pretty much everyone is already there. So neck is long, head is supported. This immediately opened the chest. Today's session focuses on heart opening. It's spring season. It is time to open our hearts to the new energy of the spring, the summer that's to come, the new energies, to remove the shields, the walls from our energetic body. So just make sure that you feel that the chest is nice and broad. We're going to open out the arms to the sides. So the arms stretched out diagonally away from the shoulders, palms facing up. One more time. Then we're going to bend the knees, plant the feet, bring your feet together and then slowly open the knees to the sides. All right, so depending on your flexibility in your inner thighs, this might feel incredibly intense or not. If this feels incredibly intense, you can also just stretch the legs forward a little more until it feels a little more available to you. If you have more props, yoga blocks, extra blankets, extra props, you can always place those outside the knee so that your legs are supported. So this is where we start personalizing our setup. So take your time to find a way to find 50% intensity. We're going to hold this for a couple of minutes, so make sure it doesn't feel too intense. All right, so once you're there, we call this butterfly legs. Just notice the chest opening effect. Notice the inner thigh, groin, hip opening effect of this pose. Make sure your lower back feels neutral, not rounded, not arched. So you might have to move your tailbone, move your waist or hips until you find yourself in that nice, neutral, long spine. And once you're there, let's all close our eyes once again. Make sure your shoulder blades are broad. You can relax the jaw, part the lips a little. And as we arrive into this shape, we're going to set an intention. The intention is to free ourselves from our own walls, stress of life, the fears, the insecurities, the traumas, the baggage that we hold. Can we, at least for just right now, allow ourselves to just open the front of the body, the chest, the hips, as a sign of us removing those shields, those walls. We're opening ourselves to opportunity, to transformation, to let fresh air, fresh energy enter our front body. In yoga, we consider the front of the body represents the future, the back of the body represents the past. So let's open ourselves to a bright new future. And as we do that, let's start focusing on the root chakra. Chakras are energy centers, vortexes. The root chakra, which is located in the perineum, the perineal body, perineal area of our pelvic floor. The root chakra is like the pillar of a building. It supports the rest of the structure. So when the root chakra is unbalanced, the rest of us, our energy system, is also out of balance. So the root chakra governs our capacity, our state of security, safety, physical, emotional, psychological, even financial. So right now, as we open our knees wide and our hearts wide, let's just focus on the sensations on that hip stretch, gentle hip stretch. Let's bring all our awareness there, like we did a moment ago in that body scan. Notice the sensations there. If there's a little tightness, and start breathing into it. So we're going to start inhaling a little deeper through the nose into the chest. The belly expands. Let that diaphragm lower, the belly expands, and even feel maybe a gentle massage or pressure into the pelvic floor. And then on the exhale, we're going to side out. We call these deep diaphragmatic breaths. Inhale deeply through the nose. Chest, ribs expand, belly. Let the belly expand, and then exhale. On the exhales, notice if your pelvic floor can become heavier, just less tight, let's say, softer. Keep breathing like that, deep belly breaths, focusing on sensations in the pelvic floor. Exhale. With every exhale, we're purging, removing tightness. Few more breaths, just like that by yourself. Breathing deeply. Exhaling, purging exhales. Make sure you're not feeling more than 50% intensity. If you need to straighten your legs, you straighten your legs. Deep inhales. Exhale. Melt your body into the shape, allowing us to bring some light, some energy, some fresh air into those parts of the body that get tight. Undigested emotions that get trapped in our bodies. And through our intention, our breath work, our passive, gentle stretching, we're able to remove them, to bring those energy centers back to balance for a more stable, deeper sense of stability, of safety. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Let's slowly stretch the legs out. Slowly. Stretch the legs out on the floor. And we're going to windshield wipe the feet side to side just to bring a little movement into the femur, the hip joint. Just moving the legs a little bit side to side. And we're going to bend the knees, plant the feet. We're going to roll over to your side. Doesn't matter which side. Slowly. And again, same technique. Both hands on the floor. And then very slowly push the upper body back to vertical. This is the safe way of coming back up. All right. So we're coming into our next pose. Supine twist. In this case, we're only going to need 1 bolster. So let's move the other bolsters to the side. But at arm's reach, because maybe some of you might actually need 2. All right. So just look at me first. We're going to come onto the mat slowly on our backs. We're going to extend the arms out wide. We're going to bend the knees. We're going to lift the hips up, sway them to the left in the air, and then drop them down towards the left side of the mat. Then we're going to lift the knees up and then drop both legs towards the right. All right, I'm going to explain that in a minute one more time. So again, it's lift the hips up, sway to the left, drop them down, knees towards the chest, then drop both legs towards the right, and then we're going to bring that bolster and place it between our knees. All right, so go ahead and do that. So once again, we're on our backs, knees bent, arms wide, lift hips, hips sway to the left, drop them down, knees to chest, knees both of them towards the right side of the mat, and your knees will probably won't touch, but we're actually going to make this restorative and gentle by placing that one bolster in between your knees. This is how we do the soft landing. Now, if at this moment, while having that one prop between your knees, you're not able to keep your shoulder blades on the floor, we're gonna grab a second bolster. That's if your hips are really tight, because we want to make sure both shoulder blades are on the floor. So if that's your case, grab a second bolster, second cushion, place that as well between your knees, and then drop both shoulder blades back on the floor. This is a twist on the spine. So make sure your neck feels long and comfortable. We're just going to stay here. Make sure your spine feels long as well. And we feel whatever your body's telling you. Most possibly, it's the left thigh, the left hip, the left side of the lower back, the left ribs, up to the left armpit. Repositioning the neck. If you need to bring that blanket under your head, go ahead. That's going to cushion the head. If your chin has popped up because your neck is tight, definitely grab that blanket and place it under the head. And once you feel you've settled into this shape, relax the lips, part the lips. Let's come back to the breath. This time we're going to focus in the belly button, back to the diaphragmatic breath. We're focusing in the belly button side and the lower back side. So these are the front and the back of we call the sacral chakra. Let's start inhaling through the nose into the chest. Ribs, belly expand, top of the breath. Exhale, let all the air out. Feel the twist in the spine. Inhale, make sure your neck is long. Exhale. Keep breathing like that, deep belly breaths. Exhale. Readjusting the props if you need. Readjusting the arms in a way so that it's comfortable for your shoulders. Again, this should not feel more than 50% intensity. Body scanning. Gentle stretch. Just surrendering to this moment that you've carved out for yourself, for your physical, mental, emotional health. Gently but powerfully release the tightness that gets stuck in your body. Couple more breaths on the side. Noticing if you're contracting any muscles, can you let those go? Noticing your neck is contracted, can you relax it a little more? Noticing your shoulders are still contracted, release them. Keep breathing into the belly, the sides, and the lower back. As we twist our spines, we're like wringing the spine, especially the middle of the spine. We're working on that sacral chakra, the third chakra that governs our capacity, our sense of motivation, identity. When the third chakra is out of balance, we feel sluggish. We feel like it takes a lot of effort to do everything. So stretching the spine in this direction and doing some core work is what keeps that area toned, that chakra in balance. Let's all take a deep inhale through the nose. H-A-Ha. One more time, a little louder. Don't be shy. Deep inhale. Exhale. We're going to slowly come out of this by slowly bringing the hips back on the floor and remove the props from in between your knees. We're going to reposition the hips so they land in the middle of the mat. Slowly grab your knees. Pull the knees towards the shoulders. Rock side to side very slowly. Slowly rocking side to side. All right. And then slowly bring the feet down. We're doing the other side. Open the arms wide. Lift the hips. And sway the hips to the right side and then drop them down. Lift the knees towards the chest. Grab your prop between the knees and then drop both legs towards the left. Repositioning shoulders and neck as needed. Finding that 50% intensity in the stretch, in the twist. You are your own teacher. Find the shape, the positioning of the limbs that works for you, so that you can relax completely. And once you're there, let's all relax the face, the jaw one more time. Deep inhales. Complete exhales. Notice now how this side feels probably a little different from the other side. Feel the stretch in the lower back on the right side, the right hip, the right thigh, the ribs all the way to that right armpit. Your entire side body is stretching. Twisting the spine is also extremely good for our spinal health. It keeps the soft and connective tissue, including the intervertebral discs. The discs in your spine, they keep them toned and juiced up, lubricated, slowing down that degenerative effect that happens as we age and the discs become smaller. So as we twist gently, we're helping to slow down that deterioration and keeping the muscles long. Also helps us in our daily mobility. The ease in which we move, the range of motions, movements that feel good and not effortful. And we keep breathing deeply through the nose into the chest. Ribs, belly, sides, and back expand. H-A-Ha. Feel the twist deepen a little bit. Deep inhale, top of the breath. Allow the twist to happen, the stretch to happen. Couple more breaths like that by yourself. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And And slowly we're to come out of it same way as we did before. Let's remove the prop from between your legs. Then bring the hips back onto the floor. Reposition the hips in the middle of the mat. Bend the knees. Pull the knees into the shoulders wide. And then rock side to side. Side to side. Side to side. Keep your hands on your knees. We're going to start making big circles with your knees, big circles in one direction. Now we're aiming to massage the lower back and the glutes. One more circle in this direction. And we change the direction, circle the knees in the other direction. Nice and easy. One more circle. All right. Bring your feet back down. Let's roll over onto one side. And we press ourselves back up. Doesn't that feel amazing? I'm sure all of you are feeling it already. So much more relaxed. But we don't want to fall asleep. All right. So this is time for a bathroom break if you need it. If you do not need a bathroom break, we're all going to come and continue on the floor. So this is just for those of you who really have to go to the bathroom. But if you can hold it, then I suggest you stay with me here. All right. So those of you who need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. The rest of us, we're going to grab our blanket. We're going to open up the blanket. For those of you who, if you're going to the bathroom, you're going to come and do this with us. So you're not going to miss out on anything. Grab your blanket. And if it's hugely spread, just fold it once or twice so that it's kind of like this kind of size. We're going to make a tube out of this. So before you do anything, just look at me. I'm going to bring this on the floor and I'm going to start rolling it inwards to create a somewhat tight tube. It doesn't have to be crazy tight. But before you get too far on this, the end result needs to be such that I can still wrap my fingers, my hands around it. So depending on what kind of blanket you have, if when you roll it, it's way too big and you can't fit your hands around it, then you're going to have to open it up and try again. All right. So we want something that is approximately as thick or big as the loop that you make with your index and thumb fingers. Once you're there, we're going to plant that on the floor, kind of 2/3 up your yoga mat or just the floor. And then we're going to roll the spine down and land our backs on that rolled up blanket. But we want the blanket to be just south of the shoulder blades. This is really important, guys. Make sure your shoulder blades are not being pressed by the blanket. Let's all keep our knees bent. For some of us with tight necks, we're going to need either that second blanket and place it under your heads, or even one of those pillows, those cushions. We don't want to lift the head too much. We want a neutral neck. All right. So come to that shape, and you're going to have to negotiate with your body. You might have to wiggle your hips up or down so that it lands exactly south of the shoulder blades. All right, so feet are on the floor, feet wide. We're just gonna let the knees drop towards each other effortlessly. So the knees do not have to touch. So plant your feet wide, let the knees drop towards each other, lengthen the neck so the chin doesn't pop up. And then either keep your arms in a T position, or if it's available to you and your shoulders, bring your hands just above the head to open the chest even more. So I'm creating kind of a diamond shape with my arms just above the head. But listen to your body. If that's too intense for your shoulders, then bring them back to that T position. All right, guys, so this is just a way to open up the chest even more. This is great for those of us who have spent our days in a seated position, on our phones, on our computers. This is like medicine for our spine. All right, so while we wait, maybe some of you guys went to the bathroom, but we are here just breathing, and we're gonna start moving the legs. So keep your feet on the floor. We're gonna do something we call windshield wiping. So this is not so restorative yoga, this is just dynamic stretching. So let's inhale deeply. On the exhale, drop both knees towards the left side, but keep your shoulders on the floor. On the inhale, lift the knees up. On the exhale, drop the knees to the other side slowly. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, knees down. Can you already feel the massage you're giving yourself on the back? Keep moving, windshield wiping the knees side to side on the breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Back and forth. Remember, 50% intensity. This doesn't have to be the deepest stretch you've ever done. And if this is uncomfortable for your back, you can remove that prop completely. So if you'd rather just do this without any props underneath you, go ahead, remove the blanket, the tube, and then continue windshield wiping. This is one of my favorite stretches at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day. This feels delicious for my spine, removing the tightness that gets stuck from rounding shoulders on our phones, etc. And as you've noticed, we're also opening up the chest, the heart chakra. So can we start breathing and visualizing how we're stretching the chest, how we're removing the shields from our chest? Just allow this chest opener and visualize this beam of light entering into your chest, your heart. Breath after breath, you're charging, you're allowing this luminous golden light to enter your chest. We're going to hold this in stillness, so come back to neutral. Knees are pointing up, feet on the floor. And we're just going to do a few deep breaths, but focusing on the chest, the heart chakra. Inhale deeply. Fill up with golden light. Exhale. Purging, letting go what doesn't serve. Inhale deeply. Charge your heart, your chest with light. Exhale. Couple more like that by yourself. Deep inhales. Exhale. Opening our hearts to the future, for a brighter future, for health, for happiness, for joy, for energy, for motivation. Opening ourselves to opportunity, transformation, so we can make our dreams, our hopes, our plans come true. One more breath, just like that. Deep inhale. Exhale. All right, guys, bring your heels a little closer to your sits bones. Lift your hips up. We're going to remove that blanket from underneath you. All right. And then we're going to roll over, as we did before, onto the side. Using both hands, we press ourselves back up. All right, so let's open up that blanket, because we are going to use this to cover our bodies. So I know some of you are in warmer areas, so just know that it just feels really good to cover up with your bodies, but if it gets really hot, of course, you don't have to. All right, so also with a second blanket or a thin pillow, you can place that and pad your head. And then I invite you to grab one of those bolsters or two, up to you. Place them at the bottom of your mat, but nothing under our butts this time. And we're going to bring the calves like we did before. And then we're going to roll the spine down. And we're going to cover ourselves up with a blanket. This part is optional, but it just feels extra soothing, calming. And then pad your head with that other blanket or thin pillow. All right. So we're going to go deep into the Yoga Nidra part. So find yourself that comfortable spine on the floor. The calves are heavy on those bolsters, those cushions. The head is soft on some folded something or a pillow. The shoulder blades are broad, and we're going to bring our hands onto our chest. The elbows stay on the floor, the shoulder blades away from the ears. Just bring your hands somewhere along the chest where your intuition says it feels right. So for some people, it's closer to the collarbone. For some people, it's closer to the belly. You decide, or one and one. Just find a way to find that soft hands on your chest. All right, guys, let's all close our eyes, lengthen the neck. Make sure your chin is not popping up, that your neck is neutral. And we're all going to set a very, very important goal and idea for our practice today, which is we're not going to fall asleep. Sounds easy, but some of you might actually roll over onto the other side. So just tell yourself, we're setting this now, I'm not going to fall asleep. I'm not going to fall asleep. There's no more movement for the rest of today's practice. All right, so that intention, I will not fall asleep. I will not fall asleep. All right, guys, let's start bringing our awareness into the navel, the belly button. Just notice the sensations as the belly rises. And notice the sensations as the belly falls and softens. And you're going to count 11 breaths backwards, focusing on the navel, the belly button. So you're going to count 11 inhales and 11 exhales by yourself backwards. So you can start counting now, noticing the sensations. 11 breaths backwards. If you lose the count, just come back to 11. Go the counting. Now we're going to repeat the same exercise, but just feeling the inhales and exhales in the chest area, heart center. So go ahead and start counting 11 rounds of breaths. 11 inhales and 11 exhales backwards by yourself, focusing on the sensations of the chest. Let go of the counting. This time we're going to focus on the sensations in the throat and the nose. 11 breaths counting backwards, starting now. Start letting go of the counting. Just noticing how relaxed we are right now. And we come back to our intention to go deeper yet into our relaxation without falling asleep. That's the practice. How can we go deeper into a deeper state of relaxation without actually falling asleep? Alright guys, now I'm going to start sharing with you guys a set of visualizations. These are going to be a string of visualizations, and with your mind's eye, can you visualize them without attaching to them? So just imagine them. Let go of your imagination. You let your imagination just do the work without processing or overthinking this. All right, so let's just get started. Let's all bring a beautiful rainbow into our mind's eye. Visualize a rainbow in the sky. And now we're going to visualize a starfish on the sand in the beach. Starfish in the beach. And we visualize clouds on the sky. Clouds on the sky. Now imagine a green frog. Green frog. Now smoke coming out of a chimney. Smoke coming out of a chimney. Now visualize a mouse looking at you from a little hole in the wall. Mouse looking at you from a hole in the wall. Now we imagine bare feet walking on grass. Bare feet walking on grass. Now we visualize a loud football stadium. Loud football stadium. Now, if we visualize an ant on a spider web, ant trapped in a spider web. And now we visualize a banana tree. Banana tree. And now children playing in the playground. Children playing in the playground. And now smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe of a truck. Smoke coming out from the exhaust pipe of a truck. Now we visualize a seagull flying through the sky. Seagull in the sky. And now two cats fighting. Two cats fighting. Now we visualize tigers and sheep living harmoniously together. Tigers and sheep harmoniously together. We let go of those visions. Let's take one more breath. The intention is to stay awake. I will stay awake. Now we bring our awareness into our navel one more time. Belly button. It's our energy center. We're going to imagine a bright golden light coming out from the middle of our belly button. Bright light getting shinier, brighter with every breath. On the inhale, our breath is going to feed the light to make it bigger. So start inhaling with intention and visualize. Maybe you can even feel these sparkles of golden, luminous, warm light in the middle of your being. Maybe you start feeling tingling sensations, electromagnetism, radiance growing breath after breath. Your midsection, middle of your belly becoming brighter and brighter. We're going to let that light expand further from the belly into the limbs, into the chest. Can you feel, visualize this light, sparkles of light entering through the legs, the thighs, all the way through the calves and then the feet? Can you feel those subtle electromagnetic waves of energy traveling from your belly through the waist, the thighs, all the way to your feet? With every inhale, you can charge that intensity. Now we move the energy upwards from the belly into the chest. Can you feel those tingling sensations in the front, the sides, and the back of your torso? Can you feel the energy expand now through the shoulder joints into your upper arms, elbows, forearms, and hands? Tingling sensations of energy, life force, prana, chi. And you're able to feed it, to make it stronger with your will, with your breath through the belly button, shooting up the spine, into your arms, into your hands. Can you feel those tingling sensations in the palms of the hands, back of the hands? We're going to invite that energy to also travel up the neck, into the head, the face. Can you feel those tingling, subtle sensations in your eyelids, in your lips, your cheeks, your eyes? Maybe the scalp. Maybe you can even feel it in your brain. Now we feel that bright golden light everywhere inside your body. Golden, luminous sparkles of light. Healing light going into every organ in your body, into every cell, every atom. Every bit of your body is now charged with this healing energy that you have brought in yourself with your intention. But we're not done. We can actually make this even bigger. Let's start inhaling and expanding this light like a bubble that surrounds our body. Can you imagine this light beaming out of the pores of your body outwards? A couple of centimeters, an inch outside your skin. You're glowing, you're beaming. If you can feel that energy radiating outwards, let's expand that, making this bubble, this ball of light even bigger. Now it's so big, it's taken over the entire room. Send that energy, the light out to your entire house. Just imagine it and it's gonna happen. You're gonna feel this energy growing. Just let your imagination do the work. Don't let the thinking mind obstruct this process. With every inhale, you're making your light shine even more. Now we're going to invite the light to go all the way to cover the entire house, the building, your entire block. Expand it to cover your entire neighborhood. Keep using the breath to keep expanding the light, the energy now to your entire town or city. Send your energy out to your entire county, the state. Sending the energy out to the rest of the country, the continent. Just visualize that brightness expanding to the entire planet. From the planet to the entire solar system. From the solar system to the entire galaxy and beyond. Your energy energy is able to go everywhere. Just set the intention to beam out your beautiful golden light far and beyond. As far as you can imagine. Feel those tingling sensations. Maybe heat, vibration. Sending out our energy everywhere to everyone in the planet. And slowly we're going to let go of that vision. Just come slowly back to our bodies. Body scanning one more time. Just feel your body. Feel your hands on your chest. Feel your legs on the props. And slowly, we're going to extend the arms out to bring the back of the arms on the floor and the hands to face up. Bring your awareness to your hands, tingling sensations. Can you feel that? Heat, prana, magnetism. And slowly, let's start moving the head and the neck side to side. Slowly reawakening the body. Start to circle your wrists, your ankles. Feeling the movement in your body. Coming back to here and now slowly by reintroducing movement. We're going to lift the arms up and overhead to bring your hands on the floor behind you and point the toes. Give yourself a nice long stretch. Deep inhale. Exhale, release, relax. Bend the knees and start pulling the knees into the shoulders slowly. Knees wide so your belly fits in between the thighs. We start to rock side to side very slowly. Slowly rocking side to side. Side to side. And the next time you roll over, let's come onto our side. Doesn't matter which side, just roll over onto your side. We're going to stay down. We're going to use our bottom arm as a pillow for our head. I'm going to take 3 breaths here. Just noticing the transition. Bring one hand on the floor. Just feel the earth. Notice the sensations as you touch the ground. Noticing the deep sense of balance, equanimity, calmness, peace, connection to ourselves, deep state of relaxation. Just also take a note, if you fell asleep at some stage, that's fine. Just notice if you felt like you fell asleep at some stage. Using both hands, let's press into the floor and come to sit. One more time in an upright seat. Let's grab one of those cushions and we're going to come to sit on it. We're going to finish our practice today with some metta meditation. If you feel it's chilly, some people like to cover up their legs or the entire body with that blanket to continue that cocoon-like sensation. You decide. And we're going to find a long spine. Slowly, we're going to bring the right hand on our chest, then the left hand on top of the right hand. Relax the shoulder blades down. Close your eyes. And we're going to use the following affirmations or mantras to help ourselves ground after our Yoga Nidra practice. So feel the healing energy of your hands on your chest, on your heart center. And so you're going to repeat after me with your mind's voice. You don't have to say it out loud. Repeat after me. May I be safe. May I be safe. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be happy. May I be happy. May I be free from suffering. May I be free from suffering. May I be free from suffering. Now we're going to wish this same affirmations to the world. May all beings be safe. May all beings be safe. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be free from suffering. Just staying here for a few breaths to take it in, to notice the before and the after of our practice, to notice the changes, the transformation, how we feel, not just physically more relaxed, but emotionally, mentally, energetically more connected, more grounded, more clarity in our vision, in our experience right now. So let's bring our hands together in palm prayer mudra. Bring the prayer to your forehead, and then slowly bow forward and down, and we say namaste. Namaste to you all. Thank you very much for joining me today. Such a pleasure and honor to guide you through this mesh of restorative yoga plus yoga nidra. It's been an honor, and hopefully you feel relaxed, you feel like you let go of some tension, some tightness. And hopefully this is just a great way to finish your weekend. If you want to keep practicing to this, there is the recording that you can also get, so you can keep practicing to this on a regular basis. Otherwise, namaste to you all. Thank you very much. May you have a wonderful rest of your evening.